So, a little update. After cleaning those guys off, clean the back, I cleaned the front, I ended up taking this beautiful ceramic enamel, withstand up to 500 degrees, resistant to oil and fluids, and I put it on to be my rust inhibitor, as well as a good just coating. And I ended up, what I did to do this was I actually took the spray can, put it in here, painted on, because I'm pretty good with paintbrush. Took my time, did it right, didn't tape it or anything. I didn't need that because I'm that good. And then I ended up going around and I painted this guy, painted this guy, painted that guy, and then I came over here and I was like, you know what? These two had a little bit of crustiness from the radiator fluid and all that on here, so I cleaned it up, and I ended up painting this too, because I figure rust inhibitor, fluid inhibitor, and just a good seal between here and the rubber, and it resists fluid and all that. And so once it's nice and dry, that'll be perfect surface, meeting surface. And then it was just a due diligence thing, so I did this guy because it had a little bit of surface rust and issues there, so I cleaned it and spun it, and painted all of these guys. Well worth it. You can see how nice and clean those are comparatively. I mean, look at that. Looks like it should, nice and new, and you can't even tell I painted it because the way that paint like this works, if you saturate into here, it works just the way it would normally. You just really want to saturate your brush as much as humanly possible, and then just let it flow. And you start from the top, let gravity help you, and then work it from the stuff that drips down. Work that underneath and around. And just once that first little coat you put along the top will be the whole coat you need for the whole surface, and it's just to help me out, help this thing out, and I think it's a good thing, well worth it. But yeah, now I can move forward. Okay, so I ended up all the belts are on. I tightened these bolts. I tightened these bolts just a moment ago. This is still obviously not set tension because the only set tension you get is once it's mounted in the engine bay. This gets a tension set on the bottom bolt, and the one that goes up here gives it is a tensioner, I believe. So I ended up actually this bracket here that I just put on here is the tensioner bracket. It actually didn't have a spot on this block to go, so lucky enough there was this weird little tab on the side here. Let's see if I can get a better light on it. Hold on just a moment. Well, yes I can right now. There you are. Okay, so there it is. It's this little. I drilled it out to this. I'm actually gonna tap and thread a bolt on there for this bracket here. There you go. Big bang boom. And that takes care of this. Alright, so I got this bracket all set here. Set in here, I got a nut behind it. I actually just threw a little bit of red Loctite into it and locked it into place because it really shouldn't need to move. This moves the whole bracket. I can undo this point from here, but this bracket itself should always be locked here, so I did that. And yeah, moving forward, and then next steps in putting it in, really. I mean,